Hi, it's Paul Ryan. Thanks for tuning into my podcast. I'm an acoustic country songwriter and musician, and my plan is to do a show every week, same time, same place. And today is the very first show, and I'm hoping you find these programs worthwhile and time well spent, whether you're a fan of music, any genre, maybe you work in the industry or are an indie musician yourself. Each week in the show, I'll divide it into a few main sections. First of all, the music area itself. I'll cover some really cool aspect of Western music. We'll begin by looking at what I call the magic of music, and then look at how different people create songs and look in depth at some of the great songwriters. I'll spend some time looking at different types of songwriters. I'll refer to them as players and poets, two totally different kinds of writers. We'll cover some of the great creators of music during modern times, Dolly Parton, Brian Wilson, and others. I'll spend some time looking at how songs are created and why some songs just stick with us, while others don't. I'll look at how the human mind processes music and how different parts of the brain function when you listen to a song. We'll look at the history of music. How did it all start? When? How did it evolve? I plan to look at that from the very first musical instrument that we know of to the very first song with lyrics. The series will examine the main eras of music and what it's gone through. We'll begin at the medieval period, then through the Renaissance, on to Baroque, to classical and romantic music, and finally to the modern day. And we'll take a look at the music industry of today from a revenue perspective, specifically in the USA recorded music. How big is it? How much do people spend purchasing music? That's the first part of the broadcast. The second part is a story. It's a fictional story. It's a mainstay of the show, and it'll be a story that moves along each week. The story will be fictional, and it'll be an account of a musician, a fellow by the name of Freddie Spaghetti. And the third part of the broadcast will be a featured song. Each week I'll play one of my own songs and maybe talk a little bit about how I wrote it, why I wrote it. Thank you for listening to Sound Threads. Remember to come back right here next week for another edition of Sound Threads.